Imagine a world where Rome never fell. No Dark Ages, no feudal Europe. A single empire ruling not just the Mediterranean, but perhaps the world. What would happen if the Roman Empire survived into the modern age, and we were all living under the eagle's shadow today? This is the story of a world that might have been, and how close it came to existing. By the year 117 AD, Rome was unstoppable, stretching from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to Mesopotamia. It had roads, aqueducts, and an army feared by all. But beneath the marble, cracks were forming: corruption, overextension, and barbarian invasions. Yet, what if one crucial event changed everything? What if Emperor Marcus Aurelius had named not Commodus, his unstable son, but a capable general as his heir? A single decision, one name on a scroll, could have preserved an empire and rewritten human history. In our timeline, Commodus's rule marked the beginning of Rome's decay. But in this alternate world, Marcus Aurelius names General Avidius Cassius as emperor. Cassius reforms the army, stabilizes the frontiers, and moves the capital east to Constantinople, centuries before Constantine. This change creates what historians call the Eternal Empire. Rome adapts faster, fuses with Eastern knowledge, and begins to industrialize early, powered by water mills, steam experiments, and Greek science preserved by scholars. By 600 AD, instead of collapse, the Roman Empire is entering its age of steam. The Eternal Empire thrives on innovation. Roman engineers harness geothermal power in Sicily. Alexandria becomes the Silicon Valley of the ancient world. And as the empire grows, Latin evolves into a universal language of science, law, and commerce. No medieval darkness, no crusades. Instead, the Roman Internet, a network of pneumatic message tubes connecting the empire's great cities. Philosophers debate artificial life. Mathematicians toy with primitive computing machines. The empire is not just surviving, it's accelerating. By the year 1400, while our world was emerging from the Black Death, the Eternal Empire launches ships around the world. They discover the Americas, not by accident, but through deliberate exploration. Imagine Roman legions marching across what we call Mexico, not conquistadors, but legio exploratoris. Latin becomes the global language. The Colosseum isn't a ruin, it's a sports stadium hosting intercontinental games. But with empire comes arrogance and rebellion. In 1600, the African provinces rise up, demanding independence, the empire's first real test. Technology has advanced, so has ambition. Steam-powered warships clash on the Nile. Rome faces a civil war that spans continents. For the first time, weapons of massive power emerge: gunpowder, combustion, and the early spark of electricity. Historians call this period the Century of Fire. The empire fractures, East versus West. But instead of falling, it stabilizes into a federation, the Union of Roman States. A constitution is written, in Latin of course, establishing senatorial democracy across the empire. Rome becomes modern. By the 1900s in this timeline, the Eternal Empire dominates the globe. Its technology surpasses ours. Powered flight by the 1300s, electricity by the 1500s, computing by the 1700s. The first lunar colony, founded by the Imperium Romanum Cosmica in 1898. Imagine stepping into Rome today. Marble skyscrapers, robotic senators, and AI written in Latin code. Even art and culture never lose the Roman aesthetic. Sandals, togas, and architecture shaped by millennia of continuity. But there's a cost. Without the chaos of the Dark Ages, or the revolutions of modern Europe, freedom evolves differently. The empire values order above all. No nation states, no nationalism, but also no democracy as we know it. Every citizen lives under the watchful gaze of the imperial census network, a system tracking every purchase, every word, every thought. Peace has endured for 2,000 years. But at what price? If Rome had never fallen, we might live in a world of unbroken progress, a civilization older than time itself. But maybe it's in collapse that humanity finds creativity. In ruin, we rebuild stronger. Perhaps the fall of Rome wasn't the end of greatness, but the beginning of our story. So what do you think? Would you rather live in the perfect order of the eternal empire or the chaotic freedom of our world? Tell me in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through alternate history, subscribe, because next time we'll ask, what if the Cold War went hot?